Hi there, and welcome to Crawford's Cooking with Coles. So today on this episode I'm doing a crowd pleaser. So this is chicken nibbles done with an Indian spice marinade. So this is one for pleasing the masses. You know, if you've got a large quantity of people coming to your barbecue, this is a nice, quick and easy one to do, and it's always gone down really well. So you know, this is just a nice, perfect, easygoing barbecue one. So today I've got chicken nibbles, which is basically chicken wings cut in half, and you can buy these as is from the supermarket. And then I'll go through each of the herbs and spices here for the marinade. So we've got 2 tablespoons here of ginger, fresh ginger, grated, yeah, so that's that. Then we've got 2 tablespoons of mild curry powder, 2 tablespoons each of cumin seeds and fennel seeds, and those were just done on a hot, dry pan, and then ground in the pestle mortar. Then 1 tablespoon of garlic. And in here I have 2.5 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of turmeric powder, and then 1 tablespoon of garam masala. So that's all the dry spices there, dry with the wet mixed together. Put them all together, mix them up, and then leave them to marinate in the fridge for upwards of 24 hours would be great. So the longer the better with this one. And then just get all your chicken in there and give it a nice good mix. Get it all well coated in there. So this is about 1 kilogram of chicken nibbles. So that was the ratio of powders and herbs to that level of chicken. Get those coals going and let's get going. Hi there, so back to Crawford's Cooking with Coles. So on this episode we were cooking chicken nibbles, which I've been leaving marinating overnight for 24 hours in that semi-wet rub. But basically, yeah, as you can see, it's looking pretty tasty, pretty good. So I'm just waiting for the coals to heat up there, and once the coals have heated up, I'm gonna stick in some baked potatoes in there. So I've just got it in some big potatoes and wrap them in tin foil. I'm gonna leave them cooking first because they're going to take longer than the chicken does. So I estimate these will probably take about 1 hour and 20 minutes for these potatoes to be cooked through. I think the chicken will take roughly 30 to 40 minutes to cook. With the chicken, I'm going to start them directly over coals first of all, and then I'm going to move the whole grill around using my tongs and move it all the way around to the other side to make it then indirect cooking, putting the lid on, and then leaving them to cook for probably around 40 odd minutes. The potatoes I've just started now. Again, I put the holes directly on the coal side so that there's the most oxygen coming through, and I'm just making sure that the vent on the bottom is open still as well, which it is. And yeah, it's good to go. So I'll just leave that cooking now for 20-30 minutes or so before I then start the chicken. The chicken will come on. It'll go, as I say, directly over the coals to begin with, and then I'll move them to the other side for some indirect cooking through. Okay. The potatoes have been cooking for roughly 30 minutes. I've topped up the coals a little bit ago just because I'm going to start the chicken pretty soon. So I'm going to put the chicken on now. I'm going to put them directly over the coals to begin with, just cooking for a few minutes, turning each side of the chicken just to get some smoke on them, a bit of flavor going. And then I'm going to move the grill around and turn it around and do some indirect cooking there as well. I topped up the coals just because the barbecue is going to go on for another 40 minutes or so, and the coals are starting to go down a bit. I'm going to keep the vent open because we're going for a high temperature this time as opposed to low and slow. So I'll leave the vents fully open, both top and bottom. And then I'm also going to turn the potatoes around as well, just to make sure that we're cooking them evenly both sides. So I'm just going to turn them around so that the side currently facing the fire will be facing away from the fire. Okay. You can put them back over the coals at the end as well, just to get a bit more color and a bit more smoke on them at the end, but I'll do that later. I'll just keep a check on them every 20 minutes or so just to see how they're going and maybe turn them over and move them around. So your barbecue, you might find you have some hotter parts in the barbecue, so you might need to move the chickens around so that you're cooking them all evenly at the same time. But yeah, I'll come back in 20 minutes and we'll have a look at them. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look and see how the chicken's going in the barbecue there. You can see we're currently up to about 210 degrees, and yeah, it's starting to look pretty good there. I'm just going to turn them over, and yeah, I think I probably will give them a little bit more direct cooking over the coals. Just to get a bit of color on them and a bit more smoke flavor on them. But I'm trying to keep the lid closed as much as possible because I'm still cooking my potatoes underneath there. So the chicken has been cooking for 40 minutes, the potatoes for about an hour and 20 minutes, so they should be just about ready to go. I'll take them out the barbecue now. Just to serve, I've just got some lime wedges, so just put a squeeze of lime on the chicken. If you've got fresh coriander, you can stick some of that on there as well. And then you could serve it with Greek yogurt and mint as a dipping sauce. So yeah, that is absolutely delicious. I'd recommend it. It's really great. Always goes down really well in a party or a barbecue. So